So, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings everyone, and we are starting our session today, and our today's meditation session is on narrative. So, why the term narrative? Actually, we have by narrative we mean many things. Usually, it's something like a statement. For example, if there is an incident and if there are two eyewitnesses, and then they can state about the incidents in different ways. So, there are always differences in the statement or in the eyewitnesses statement, that how it happens. And so, this is the narrative. So, it could be a narrative of my, or it could be a narrative of other person for the same incidents, and it might differ because our memory changes, and actually when we try to recall something, in every time the memory is shifted some way, drifted some way. So, we can never recall anything exactly, and that's but we always, our brain create an illusion, or our brain always tells some narrative to ourselves that okay, it's like that, okay, as if I could recall exactly what happened in the past, but actually we cannot recall exactly. That is the phenomenon, and that is the perfect. And yesterday I was I was studying something, and then I learned something new which I never which I never knew before. Many of us might know that our brain has two halves, right? So that is right hemisphere and left hemisphere. So our brain is divided into two halves, and we have learned it in anatomy since we are in medical schools, or even without medical background, most people know it. Our brains are divided into two parts, and we know that most humans are right-handed, so their dominant brain for body functioning is in the left side, so they are right-handed, and some people have left-handed, and so their dominating brain is on the right side, and dominating doesn't mean that this part is better or worse. It just means that this part which is dominating, that is just involved in body movement. So, for body movement, as we are right-handed, so our left side is engaged for body movement, and the opposite is also true. And I learned something new, that why it is that way. And it has been shown that even other mammals, not only mammals, even toads, frogs, they have also that kind of different side, that is the asymmetry function of brain, and it has been found that even even more earlier or primitive living beings, like some nematodes, or like some worms, they have also some preference for right side. For example, they just swim some worms in the water, and their right side is just looking for chlorine and sodium, and the left side they are attracted by calcium, something like this. So, this is actually an evolutionary process, and it has been evident that humans right side of brain, it is functioning to assess the facial expression of others. So, if I want to know someone, if I want to feel others, or to know what is in their minds, I will prefer to keep them in the left side. So, if I take for example, if I take a baby in my hand, and if I am asked to to keep it, to hold it in my body, we will keep them in our left arm like this when we hold small babies. And why it is that? Because I am a right-handed person, so it would be more natural for me to hold it in my right hand, so that this is my most easy and convenient hand, so that I can keep the bear the weight. But humans mostly they keep it in their left side, and the explanation is that our right side of brain, it processes the emotions. So if I keep the baby in my left side, then my left visual, I can see it more in the left, in my left eye, and so I can observe the baby, I can observe its face, and if there is any problem, if it's crying or if needs something, then I could readily attend, respond. That's why I am subconsciously I keep it in the left side of me. And and I am a right-handed person, as I told. And what does it mean? It means that this is evolved for our eating habit. So when a right-handed person, they eat with their right hands, and why it is that kind of asymmetry? Why our right brain is for visual assessment or to evaluate the the mind of other people or other animals even, and why my left side, that is my right hand, this is involved with eating behavior and other this kind of behavior, and it is because of survival. And for survival, every living being follows two basic instincts. One is to protect them from enemy, from predators, and the second is to eat to get energy. And if our brain was not in two halves, and if all worked together, then what would have happened? If I am eating, then my whole brain was engaged in eating behavior. Maybe I would eat with both of my hands, and both of all my brain was involved in this eating behavior. But that time while I was eating, I would be busy with eating, and there will be no surveillance, and any predator could come and eat me. So to prevent me from this kind of accident, my brain or living creature's brain has been evolved to work in this kind of asymmetrical way, so that the left part works something and the right part is engaged in some other matters, so that there are two types of functioning all the time. So that is very interesting, because that is was a new learning for me, and I was really amazed to know it. And our today's session is on narrative, and actually this came to my mind after a recent visit. Recently I visited Norway with my family, and I took some pictures, and I shared one of the picture to one of my Norwegian friend. And after watching the picture, she made a comment. She told me that, okay, you and your elder son, actually you both more look like brothers, because in that picture I was not looking that much old, what I actually am. And actually the same comment I got from others even 10 years or even before. So how it happens, how does it work? That is very interesting. And here comes the term narrative. And here I don't mean the narrative of people of different of us incidents, narrative of different people. Actually, I mean the narrative of my own narrative about myself. Okay, he is easy. This is his way. So we should respect his own way. Okay? We don't need to push him to be in our ways. Hey, yeah, that's good. Fine, fantastic. Right. That's good. And so if I tell myself, okay, I should act according to my age, according to the social norms. If I fix myself according to the society's norm, then I would be damaging myself. Because society always tells us to act in a way so that we become less productive, we just retire and we act like older people, we just get dependent on others, things like this. And there are also some benefits, because if I just work in a way I am weak, then others, younger people will come and help me. They will take my luggage from my hand. Okay, sir, please let us help you. But the problem is, in that way I would be handicapped, I will feel handicapped, I will feel weak. So this is a kind of mindset. And the narrative, if I tell myself I am, what should be? What should I am? What should I be? Our first memory, what we can recall is as child, right? So we all had been child, we all had been children, and we can recall some of our childhood memories, if not all. And what are the components of those memories? Mostly, if I can recall, mostly they are my fantasy moments, my imaginary games, my loving moments. Say maybe I was traveling with my family, with my parents, or attending some kind of program, some social events. So this kind of, because our brain tend to recall good memories, they tend to subside the bad memories. Some bad memories of course happened because we had so much hot weather, and sometimes very few because I was good or that kind of goody boy. So but sometimes I had been scolded by my mom. Most moms in our culture, they actually they are not very gentle towards their kids. So that's the different thing. But mostly we have some good memories. And but if we try, we can think like child again all the time. And the person who can narrate that, okay, I feel myself as a child, so I don't feel bothered to participate the rat race of life which we have been taught since our childhood, from our schools, from our families. We have to learn, we have to get education, we have to get degrees, and then we have to just go for jobs. And people from our culture, or from every culture, most people have been brainwashed from school to get a job. There is no difference in Bangladesh, in Pakistan, in the USA, in any country in the Europe. They have been brainwashed for job, nothing else but job. Good results, good academic score, good certificate, and then good job. So this is the ultimate target for most people, but that is wrong. When we fix ourselves to get a good job, a child would never go for job. There is no thinking of job in the minds of child of a child. And so if my narrative towards myself is that, okay, I enjoy my life like a child, I'm always feel like a child. So the child has not to worry about future, has not to worry about how it will get money, because it has no concept of money. Because when there is a need, it would be fulfilled naturally, because nature doesn't demand money from ants to get something to eat, or any living being doesn't need money to get what is required for its living. And the same is true for humans. We are nothing but living beings, nothing but other natural beings, but we have learned in a wrong way that we have to earn money. And there is a number that, okay, how much money do you make? What is your salary? how much is your yearly income. But in this way we are just limiting the resource, because nature is always abundant, but we are limiting it in a way that, okay, I want a salary of, say, for example, 1,000 or 5,000 US dollar, for example. But so I am limiting it, because if I get that 5,000, I will I will spend it in a way that in few months I will require more, because my wife will say, okay, now we have better salary, you have better say, now we can buy a better car, we can buy a new house or something like this, and then I have to pay installments for the house, for the loans, and then I will need more money. But if I just let everything in the hand of nature, okay, nature will solve what I need, I don't bother, and then I will feel the spirit of a child. Then I will always be like a child, and I will enjoy the energy, and the energy will be in me, and it is so obvious that people will see it. I don't have to express it, I don't have to say advertise for it. It would be so obvious. And how it happens? When I just don't think about the future. Actually, if I say precisely that, don't worry about the future, especially about financial matters, because we are so tightly brainwashed that okay, you can be a philosopher, you can be a writer, but at the end of the day, you have to think about money. You have to accumulate wealth. Why? Because we are uncertain about the future. We think, we have learned that when we will get older, how would we go? How would we live if we don't have some deposits, some money? So this is a wrong way of thinking. We never need to do anything. And so I practice it, I know it, and whoever has the courage to practice or to think that way, he or she will get the benefit as I get. So we can start our meditation session by breathing exercise. We can close our eyes and we just focus on our breathing. Just focus on your natural breathing. Don't try to change it, don't try to be more relaxed. The way you feel comfortable, that is the way of today's meditation. Actually, meditation is just a recreation. It is nothing to achieve something spiritual or something eternal or something very big or something heavenly. It is just like a social event. We are here, we are gathered, some people are here around me. So we are enjoying. So this is just a meeting, this is an event, this is a social gathering, this is refreshing because we are social being. And again we just focus on our breathing. How the air comes through our nose and how it enters into our lungs, and then when we breathe out or exhale, the air just moves out from our lungs into the so-called external world. Because I always say that there is no external or internal, that is also something false we have learned from our so-called science, because when we know little science, we become adamant, we become arrogant. We think that okay, everything can be explained by science. But when we learn deeper science, then we know that actually science is a tool. It is not obvious, it is not something divine. Actually nothing is divine. This is also a misnomer term created by human brains. But science the more we know, the more we can understand that actually whatever we know about numbers, about physics, there's just some sort of way to explain everything. But scientists are so frustrated, a kind of frustrated, that they cannot explain everything. They cannot answer the question of why in the first place. Again, breathing exercise. And now we can breathe for few moments with counting. We can just breathe in, counting from 1 to 4. Then breathe, hold, counting from 1 to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then breathe out, counting from 1 to 6. Breathe out through our nose or nostrils. And while breathing out, we can pull our abdomen inward so that our lungs can expel more air. Again, breathe in, counting from 1 to 4. Breathe, hold, counting from 1 to 4. And breathe out, counting from 1 to 6. And while we are doing the breathing exercise, many thoughts might move around in our minds. That is quite natural. They are part of my brain activities. Actually, we do not know. Maybe they are something beyond our comprehension, beyond our imagination, something very new, something very unique. We never know. Again, breathing exercise, counting from 1 to 4. Breathe in, breathe, hold, and breathe out. If there is any error, any mistake in breathing sequence, that's okay. There is nothing to regret, nothing to remorse. Okay, I couldn't breathe properly. No, there is nothing proper or wrong. And before the session, I was talking with one of the participants, and she asked that I had some weird, abnormal thoughts. And then I just explained her that no thought could be abnormal, because when there is a thought, it happened in your mind, that is normal, because that was obvious, that was present. You experienced that thought, so that is natural. And what is unnatural? Which is not happening. So if there is a thought which I cannot think, so that is beyond our imagination, that could be unnatural. Again, breathing exercise, counting from 1 to 4. Breathe, hold, and breathe out through our nose. And again, about the narrative. So what is my narrative? What is our narrative about ourselves? Many of us are parents. We have small or even elder kids. My kids are they're studying in the university, in masters, some and in bachelors. And how would I behave? How would I feel? Should I take the prescription of the society? Just society has taught me to be prepared to take care of my grandsons or granddaughters. That's nice. Yes, I can take care or I can play with them, but that's a different thing. Once I was a child and I played with other children, and I have that memory, and I can feel the same way, and I feel the same way all throughout my life. Because whenever I can think myself as a child all along, without any thoughts, without any restrictions for the future or for any consequence, what would happen in my life, am I doing wrong or am I doing right, the right thing, is my decision correct or incorrect? No thinking, because a child never thinks of anything. never thinks of its decision. It's just play on its own mind. It just enjoy life in the present moment. But we have taught them in the school, no, you are not a fulfilled human. You are not perfect yet. You will be perfect when you will be grown up, when you will be educated properly. So that's why, that's how we are brainwashing them to be something, to be more idiotic, to act like a zombie, to act without confidence, to act without creativity and without free will. Again, breathing exercise, counting from 1 to 4. Breathe in, breathe hold, and breathe out. And so what is my narrative? If I look at my mirror, I can see the wrinkles in my face or wrinkles in my hand. And what is my reaction? Most people, I am not sure because I don't think that way, but I assume that most people feel worried. And especially, I don't take it as an offense, especially ladies, they just try to reverse it. They just use different kind of chemicals to remove the wrinkles and so on. So people have a tendency just to reverse their age, but they are doing it in a wrong way. They are just trying to hide. They are trying to take disguise. But we don't need to take any disguise. If we just think ourselves to be child, to be young, just to enjoy our own lives, just to enjoy the spirit, that is the ever youth. Again, breathing exercise, breathe in, breathe hold, and breathe out. So, a child is always learning with curiosity, and the same is true for me. I am always learning and I am so curious to know. I always watch YouTube videos and different science aspects and philosophy and so on, because that makes some kind of entertainment, and in the same way that takes my time, which most people engage to earn money, to secure their future. So most people are engaged in rat race to achieve something which they will never achieve. Because there are many studies. There is a famous study by a psychologist. Actually, she took interviews from terminal patients. That is the patients who are going to die due to some terminal illness like cancer and so on. And she took the interview of those dying people just maybe a few days or months before their deaths, and she asked them about any of their regrets. That is, how you think that in which way you should live your own lives. And most people, they regret that we were busy more to achieve something materialistic. We are busy to in our work, in our career, to earn money for our family and for our future. But we had to sacrifice our time with our beloved ones. We squeezed our time for our friends, for our family, and that was their regret. And so, if we don't want to have that regret, we have to leave the worry about the future. We have to leave our so-called our temptation or our duties to earn more and to engage in the rat race, to get fame, to be popular, to get appraisal from other people, from the society. Because when I condition myself on the validation of others, if 10 people likes my post, then I am happy. If 100 people, then I am happier. So in this way I am giving my happiness in the hands of others. So if someday no people likes my post, I will feel frustrated, I will feel alienated, I will feel like I have been rejected by the society. But if I am contented myself, if I am happy with myself just like a child never seeks validation from others. It doesn't say his or his parents that okay, please praise for my playing. I am happy, I am just running on the field, just praise me. They don't ask for praise, appraisal or validation. They don't seek recognition. But we have learned in a wrong way to seek for recognition, for that faulty way of thinking. So, if I feel like a child, I don't need any recognition. I don't need any good job or any good position in the society. Again, breathing exercise, breathe in, counting from 1 to 4. Breathe hold, counting from 1 to 4. And breathe out, counting from 1 to 6. And for some few moments, we will just focus on our natural breathing. The way we breathe at this moment, just naturally. It could be natural, it could be according to our wish, whatever it is, but no pattern, no fixed pattern. Just listen to your hearts. And we will now will now perform breathing exercise one more time, and then we will open our eyes. Just breathe in, counting from 1 to 4. Breathe hold, counting from 1 to 4. And breathe out, counting from 1 to 6. Now we can open our eyes. And that's all for today's session. Now I will say goodbye from the Facebook Live. But there is a I want to share something in Facebook that after this live session, actually here around me there are some people, and after that session we discuss among us, and that is very interesting, because not only we share our own expression, but also I share something deep from the science, from philosophy. So that is also very interesting discussion. But as there are other people, I just want to be in this room. But if you are interested, you can join by coming here, if there is an opportunity in the future. Okay, see you, goodbye from Facebook Live. See you again.